Alrighty guys, as they keep bringing us another Dragon Ball Legends TOP guide video. This is going to be walkthrough for Season 23, Part 2. If you guys missed Part 1, I will put it in the description down below. This one is a little bit rough just because we're struggling a little bit with regeneration. Not necessarily in terms of team, but in terms of points, because a lot of my units are in S tier, right? So we can go ahead and filter this out. This is the last time we saw each other was with this team right here. Everyone's looking decently healthy for being halfway through the board. Bootank's being the outlier right there, right? Just because Bootank's is fairly squishy just by nature, right? So things still looking decently here, I would say. So let's go ahead and go into the path. The first fight that we're going to be taking on is directly above us. If you guys are still following the same path as me, it's going to be this stage right here. And basically the reason why it's not going to be fun is just because there's so many super attacks on here, right? There's 3 super attacks potentially, as well as a revival unit, right? I mean, the synergy's not going to completely be there, especially with these low star units. I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue, but it still feels like an issue. It looks like an issue, right? I think that's the biggest thing. It looks very intimidating. The reason why we're going for this stage because we want to end up right here on this 5-5 stage, which does seem relatively lax, especially considering that it doesn't have the Super Saiyan Gohan that would be taking all of the attacks on turn 1. Alternatively, you could also go this route where this is an incredibly easy fight for a 4-5 stage and then get your 15 win streak bonus on this one right here. I don't want to fight this. I simply just do not want to fight this, but maybe you guys do have the ideal setup for it, the ideal team against it, and so that's fine too. This actually, for a lot of you guys out there, if you guys have this down pat with an even better team, this might be the better route. But that being said, we're going against this stage. Let's go ahead and talk about our format or layout. All right, for this fight, I just want to go color counter. Honestly, just greens, reds, and purple, or well, all my greens, my 2 reds, and my 1 purple unit right here. I am going to be getting a lot of support from this baby, right? Because he does provide support on the first turn. At the end of the first turn, one of you guys did actually point that out to me, right? He does, at the end of the turn, he gives 20% of damage inflicted, but he is a healer and stuff like that, so I'm going to go ahead and keep him right here in rotation. We do have slight heals from the Fat Boo. We're going to go ahead and rock like this. Honestly, for my attack order, I want to just mow down the blues, especially being since I have 2 reds, right? So I want to get Bootanks first, and then I do want to get this guy out of the way, the Kaioken Goku, or, yeah, Kaioken Goku, then this LF Piccolo, then we'll take out this Piccolo, Legends Road Piccolo, and then Revival Gohan for the very end, right? I think this is going to be more than fun. And so like I said before, going into the fight, just having that color counter setup works so damn well, right? 1.4 million damage. You can see all my units are still very healthy. We avoided every single super attack on the board, being from the top row right here, right? From Bootanks, Kaioken Goku, and the LF Piccolo, we were able to avoid it all successfully. So we'll go ahead and chalk that up as a W. I probably wouldn't change anything about that fight right there if you guys are landing on this tile. So next we got this stage. To our right, it is going to be this 5-5 stage. Again, if you guys are doing the alternate path, you guys can also have this option right here. I don't want to choose this fight, right, for obvious reasons. Goten, Gohan, the healer, the Kaioken, all that good stuff. We'll go ahead and just do this one. Let's talk about our layout. Lots of yellows right here, so obviously I'm going to bring in both of my reds. All right, so this is the formation we're going to be using. I'm really not switching any of the characters right here, right? I'm going to keep doing the color counter that I'm doing. I'm going to bring in my reds, my greens, and then my purple unit right here. I'm getting a lot of super attacks off, so I'm hoping just to deal that big boy damage to just burst through this entire stage right here. You do see me putting Omega Shenron on this slot right here because he does have 100% to his special move gauge, meaning that he will get his ultimate off, being that he also has really high key restore speed. He's going to get that off very early on. Alright, so for the attack order, I do want to get Goten out of the way first. I think Omega Shenron can easily take care of him. And then since our Kid Buu is also going to be getting a super attack off, I think I'm going to get this guy out of the way. And this might be a little bit backwards for you guys because this guy is a death buff unit, but his death buffs only consist of restoring the allied Sun family health by 15%. If I kill Goten before attacking him, who is he going to heal, right? He's not really going to be healing anyone here, right? He also cancels down our debuffs that I'm going to be applying to him, so that might be where this might be a little bit flawed, but that's okay with me. After that, we do have to get this guy out of the way because he is the super attack unit, and then we'll go for Gohan, Revival Gohan, and then the Super Saiyan Bird Ku, or the Super Saiyan Cooler movie Goku, since he is a healer and he only heals upon being hit. Alright, so coming out of that fight, I think it went alright. We had to rely on the rush. We still got 2.8 million points, and everyone still looks a little bit healthy. I mean, Baby Vegeta actually took a little bit of damage right there. Maybe I should have just went for Revival Gohan at the very end, right? Because that's what really made me use the rush right there, is that I had to still get through the hills that the Super Saiyan Cooler Movie Goku was providing. Either way, I'll still go ahead and take that. It's 2.8 million. Let's go ahead and move on to the next. Alright, so the next fight is going to be straight ahead of us, this 4-5 stage right here against Sun Family, but without the Super Saiyan Gohan, so we are very grateful for that. Let's go ahead and talk about our layout. Alright, so this is the formation we're going to be using for this one. And once again, you can just kind of color counter, right? I'm going to be using my purple, red, yellows, and greens. I am going to be putting the Baby Vegeta on bench for this one specifically because I want to bring in the yellow unit. Right, I want to bring in my Ella Piccolo right here, and he is going to be getting a super attack guaranteed, so he will be placed on this slot where he can get some bonus damage on it. Alright, so first unit going down is going to be Goten, then Kaioken Goku, and then I think either of the green units right here, they both can heal, right? If I remember correctly, they both can heal. I think I'll go for this guy first because he's lower stars. I think we can just mow him down fairly easily. Then this guy, and hopefully Ella Piccolo will super attack him. We'll get this Trunks out of the way, and then finally the healer Goku once again. Alright, so coming out of that one, once again, it's a 4-5 stage, so it's going to be a little bit more easier. 1.5 million, we were able to successfully avoid both super attacks once again. The only issue here being is that we did have to rely on the rush a little bit, but it's okay. We still had enough time to basically get majority of our super attacks off right here, or well, to build them up for the next fight. Alright, so the next fight that we have is possibly one of the most difficult fights I have laid out in this path right here. This 5-5 stage against the Cooler Squad, or the Frieza. The Frieza Force, or LOE is what I meant to say right here, right? With the Revival Frieza. This is going to be one of our more difficult ones. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. Alright, so this is the formation that we're going to be using for this one. It's a little bit oddball, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Right, so I'm going to be sacrificing a little bit of support from this Baby Vegeta. That way we can go ahead and get the ultimate off with this Kid Buu at the end of the first turn, which is what he's going to be getting right here. We're going to be using our greens, we're going to be using our yellow, our purple, and just one red right here. I think this should suffice, but we're going to have to wait and see. That, like I said before, this fight is one of those more difficult stages. Alright, so I know for a fact that Kid Buu is going to be attacking last, so let's get all of our greens to dogpile onto this Frieza. Hopefully just kill him, especially since he's an EX unit, right? We'll get him out of the way, that's a lot of support, and then hopefully our Kid Buu could finish off this yellow Frieza just in one shot. That would be absolutely beautiful for us. And then we can go for this Frieza, this LF1, right? And then after that, I think we can... Honestly, I think we can snipe this guy too, and then the Cooler, and then the Revival Frieza at the very end. I typically go for the Revival units for the end, but this might be a little bit different, right? Because this Revival Frieza is actually a healer. You might want to actually go aggro on him first and foremost, but just because of the fact that he's a Revival, man, it's so hard to justify it, right? Because you're going to be spending so much time just getting through those first couple of lives. Alright, so coming out of that one, it actually went perfectly. I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult. 1.7 million points. Off of that, we were able to pretty much just get through this according to plan, right? My green units, even with the purple Frieza, the LF Frieza, stopping Baby Vegeta from attacking on that very first turn, since he does use the green card, right, prior to the first turn even starting, I was still able to completely melt through this EX Frieza and then get the ultimate off on this yellow Frieza, just effectively killing 2 units in 1 turn, and that basically sets the mood for the rest of the fight. Alright, so next stage, once again, directly above us, this 5-5 stage, this is where we've got to start like churning out the points right here, right? It's going to be against this Saiyan setup. Let's go ahead and talk formation. Alright, so this is the formation that I'm going to be using for this fight. I'm gonna let Ella Piccolo just ride the bench right here. This season feels a lot more like you can just color counter freely and then just get away with it, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and do exactly that. I'm gonna color counter by bringing in both of my reds, bringing in all of my greens, and then a purple unit as well. I'm really just hoping that this Omega Shenron can build up his super attack. He's only 11% off of it, and he is going to be in the special tile in which he can go ahead and activate the ultimate. Alright, so for attack order, I think the first unit, the most problematic unit that's going to be on here is this Kaioken Goku, right? Even though he does get the super attack on turn 3, I want him out of the way as early as possible. And then immediately after that, I think we can go ahead and start working on his support units, right? These are going to be the guys that are like beefing out his team. So we'll get the GT Vegeta, then the Baby Vegeta, and then we'll go ahead and go for the Super Vegeta. Just because I think he does have special move recovery on it, to his gauge, right? Like 50% or something like that. And then this Kaioken Goku, and then the healer Goku at the very end. Alright, so that one also went pretty damn good, especially being a 5-fist stage right here. Baby Vegeta does seem to be taking majority of the hits right here, but it's a damn good thing that he heals upon every single turn, right? I think that's why he's just so damn worth it. Imagine if I had him at 14 stars, he'd be even more worth it. We got the full kill right here. We'll go ahead and take that. No super attacks taken. Did not need the Rising Rush either. Alright, so we've come to a point in the path once again where there's going to be an alternative route. Right, I'm going to be going straight up right here into this Goku, the Sun Family stage, which is going to be incredibly annoying. Or you can go left and go with this incredibly easy stage. The only problem about going left is that you're going to have to go on this stage for your 20 win streak bonus. It doesn't look that bad, honestly. But after that, you are just going to get flooded with, you have to land on these 3-fist stages, right? There's like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Or, I mean, honestly, you can do this 4-fist stage. There's no way of avoiding the 3-fist stages right here. I need to get points. I want to go to the right, where I'm going to see this 5-fist stage, this 5-fist stage, a 4-fist, a 5-fist, and then another 5-fist up here. Right, so that's why I'm going to go directly above, and let's go ahead and talk about our layout. Alright, for this fight, we are going to be busting out our Boo Tanks, bro. We're going to be busting out the Boo Tanks. This is going to be a little bit difficult right here, right? But I'm going to have a lot of key restore speed. Also, Boo Tanks is going to be getting a little bit of heals from the Fat Boo, as well as the sustained damage cut tile. Now, this is definitely not worked out for me in the past, right? There's been a lot of times in the past where Boo Tanks just got absolutely obliterated. But, you know, he's at 53% HP. Hopefully, he can just live this ordeal for the next fight at least. And let's go ahead and see what we got. Alright, so first and foremost, Goten GOTS to go, right? Goten has to go, then Kaioken Goku, or actually. Alright, so first and foremost, this Goten has to go, right? Absolutely has to go. And then Gohan, because he should be weak at this point in time already. And then we'll go for the Kaioken Goku, who also needs to go simply because of the fact that he's going to be getting a blue card. And then this guy's going to be a high priority threat. Just, I don't want him to do a lot of damage to Boo Tanks, right? Then we'll go for the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and then the healing Goku, as always, at the very end. Alright, so coming out of that fight, things went a lot better than I expected. Boo Tanks actually didn't take a single hit there. Right, Boo Tanks didn't, but you know who did take a hit was our damn baby Vegeta, bro. He's hanging in there, man. He's absolutely hanging in there. The Zenkai buffs are definitely helping him out a lot, right? So like more than a lot, but we were able to go ahead and clear this through without having really much any difficulty, hardly any difficulty, right? The only issue here being is that baby Vegeta was just taking all of the damage, because you can even see my Boo Tanks was able to heal up a little bit, bro. He was able to heal. That's how much damage baby Vegeta is taking. Alright, so for the next fight that we are going to be taking for our 20th win streak bonus, this 5-fist stage right here against Regeneration. There are some red units on here, so I am going to be lighting Boo Tanks out of the cage once again. Alright, so this is the formation we're going to be rocking with for this setup in particular. Right, we're going to be baby Vegeta. If he dies right here, then he dies, but I am going to be giving him the sustained damage cut tile right here. I'm just hoping that his hills and his Zenkai buffs are going to be suitable right here. Right, it's very straightforward setup. I have Boo Tanks out so he can take care of the reds. I do have both of my reds right here, just so they can take out some of the yellows, and then our greens, of course. Alright, so first and foremost, we have to get Boo Tanks out of the way. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And then I want to try to see if I can get a red unit out of the way here as well. So let's go ahead and target... I feel like Kid Buu is going to be the bigger threats right here out of both of these reds, especially since this cell is not Zenkai. They can't be Zenkai right here. And then this guy's going to be an issue. And then Kid Buu. Right, the blue Kid Buu at least. And then we'll get the Cell out of the way. And then the Legends Road Piccolo at the very end. Alright, so I think that honestly went well. Stuff could have went a little bit better right there. 3.9 million points, so I'll still go ahead and take that. I would say the main thing that stood out to me there is instead of targeting the Legends Road Piccolo for last, target him second to last. Right, target him second to last, because I already forgot who I actually targeted for last. Because so what had happened right there was I targeted the Legends of Piccolo for last, but if I would have targeted him second to last instead, then I would have actually been able to one-shot him with my Kid Buu ultimate. That's sometimes it's just RNG, right? Sometimes you do just get unlucky. Either way, still very fine. I'm very happy with this outcome right here. I mean, Omega Shenron took a little bit of damage. Baby Vegeta still steadily taking this damage, but it's to be expected. Alright, so next fight, another 5-fist stage right here, baby. We got to get them points up, a regeneration stage. So let's go ahead and talk about our layout. There's a lot of yellows right here, so this is where the reds are going to come in. Alright, so this is the format that we're going to be using right here. You're going to see me bring all 3 of my green units, right? So I can just go ahead and get Boo Tanks out of the way fairly easily. Hopefully fairly easily, right? So let's go ahead and try it out like this. I do have both reds on board as well. Alright, so the first unit that we do have to take care of immediately is going to be Bootanks, right? Obviously, he's an imminent threat, to say the least. And then we'll take out the LF Piccolo as well, because he can't get that super attack on the 3rd turn. And then the Janemba, hopefully we can line up our Legends Limited Piccolo to super attack him. And then we'll get the Healer Fat Boo, we'll get to this Healer EX Piccolo, and then the Demon King Piccolo. Let's try it like this. Alright, so coming out of that one, I think the one critique, one mistake that I made right there, 1.9 million points by the way, is don't save the EX Piccolo, or don't save the Demon King Piccolo for last, save the EX Piccolo for last, right? Because I did need a rush for this, and I wish I would have used the rush on him, right? Because as he doesn't do any damage, right, this EX Piccolo, but he honestly tanks pretty well. Right, he actually tanks pretty well, and it was I probably should have went for Demon King Piccolo first and then went after him, because Demon King Piccolo is squishy, right? So he would have been able to take down a lot easier, and then the rush would have just easily finished this guy off. Demon King Piccolo was able to get some unnecessary damage there at the end. Alright, so next fight is another 5-fist stage. Let's go, and it's going to finally be an easy one right here, dude. Easy peasy, bro. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about how we're going to approach this. Alright, so once again, I'm going to be using this setup right here with the triple greens. I do have Janemba on playtime right here, and both of the super attack units, right? Bootanks plus the LF Piccolo. Let's see what we got. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start off with this Goku, right? I think our green units can go ahead and take care of him fairly easily. And then go for Pikkon, because he will generate that blue card on turn 3. And then we'll take out this Fusion Zamasu. I think that should be easy enough. Hopefully, it'll be easy enough. And then we can start targeting this guy right here, because I don't want him to do a lot of damage to our Piccolo, especially because he can start inflicting bleeds, stuff like that, right? And then we'll go for this Goku right here. And then the last EX unit being that Shinron. Alright, so honestly, bro, these fights are coming like so natural for us right here. 1.9 million points. I'll absolutely take that right there, right? Got the full kill and everything. Definitely one of those easier fights, right? This one's kind of like a sigh of relief fight. Alright, so the next fight we got coming up next is going to be this 4-fist stage against Saiyan. So we're probably just going to try to color counter right here. Honestly, let's go ahead and talk about our layout. Alright, so this is the formation we're going to be taking for this fight. Once again, a little bit odd right here. We're going to miss out on a little bit of buffs from Baby, because we're only going to be buffing these top 2 blocks right here instead of 3 blocks. I think this is still going to be fine. We do have super attacks coming up right here. Like I said before, we're just kind of going for a little bit of a color counter. And I'm actually going to take this opportunity to let Baby Vegeta heal just a little bit. Although we're pretty much at the end of the board and he doesn't necessarily need it. I do want this Omega Shenron at this slot right there, right? Just because he's going to be able to get this ultimate, right? Because he is at 99%. He will get that first, that 1% here. Alright, so starting off right here, I know we saved the healer Goku for last all the time, but he does give support. I think it's 15% to damage inflicted just outright at the start of battle. I feel like we can just snipe him. Honestly, I really do feel like we can just snipe him, and then we can just immediately start working on Nappa right here. Right, and then we can go ahead and get the support Vegeta out of the way, and then hopefully this guy, and then we'll get this Vegeta, the Super Vegeta, the yellow one, and then we'll end it off with the Goku right here. I think that'll be fine. I want to save this Feet Goku for last, right? Because once you attack him, he gives like a damage buff to whoever's in his like range, his like buff range. All right, so that one was a little scary. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that one was a little bit scary, bro. Because dude, Vegeta. This purple Vegeta got a singular hit on my baby, this green baby Vegeta right here, and I truly thought he was dead. He did so much damage to him, bro. Thankfully, on the bright side of things, we are building our super attacks up right here. We could possibly save him for the boss fight at the very end, or we can use him for next fight. Either or, we'll just go ahead and see where the road takes us. Alright, so the next fight we're going to be taking is going to be directly ahead of us. It's going to be this 5-fist stage, and it's going against a Saiyan's team, or well, a Saiyan/Sun family team, because you do have that future Gohan right there. I don't think this is a hard fight. I'm gonna be real honest. This stage has been around since I believe like season 1, and so it's pretty easy to get around. Alright, so this is the formation we're going to be using right here. Honestly, I would, if you guys are really strapped for points right now, just put in all of your Z tier units and try to put most of your S tier units on the bench right here. I do, because I was debating putting Boo on here, but he has his super, so I might as well just go ahead and let him use that, John. So let's go ahead and do it like this. Alright, so first of all, I do want to take care of the red units, right? There's only going to be two units attacking before Booting, so I think this is suitable. And then Kid Buu will lead the attack on this guy right here. Then we can start taking on this Super Saiyan 3 Goku into the Rose. And then we'll get Vegeta Blue out of the way, and then the Namek Goku. Hopefully, we get a bunch of points for this. We need a bunch of points for this. Alright, so coming out of that one right there, 2 million points. That's exactly what we needed, bro. Literally exactly what we needed. That honestly a perfect fight right here too. Everything that we needed to do, we did it right here in this fight. Right, we were able to get the super attacks off, all that good stuff. Didn't really take too much damage either, and we're going to be able to take some super attacks into the next fight with this Janemba right here. Alright, so for the final battle that we are going to be participating in, I know on my path that I made at the beginning of the season, I did say this fight right here, but honestly, I'm leaning more towards this fight right now, especially how things have lined up where Janemba is going to be getting his super attack off. I could possibly get something really, really good going on right here. Alright, so this is the formation we're going to be using right here. I know it looks pretty rough, right? But this is where I need to bring out all my Z tier units, right? I'm only going to use 1 S tier units on this formation right here, and it is going to be that LF Piccolo. I'm going to let Omega ride the bench. I'm going to let Fat Buu even ride the bench right here, because even if my units get so despicably low, this is the last fight, right? This is for all the marbles right here. I need as much points as possible. And you can see right here, this Janemba's at 100% on his special move gauge. I'm going to give him the boost in damage, and you're going to see why. Alright, so this is the attack order for the very last fight. We are going to attack Beerus first, right? I should definitely have more than enough damage to get him out of the way right here, especially with Janemba getting that guaranteed super attack off right here, and it's going to be boosted as well. And then, of course, Janemba does attack before Buu tanks, so I'm going to be able to get a super attack off on the Rose with Buu tanks. I don't think it's going to kill him, but it's going to get pretty damn close, right? And then right after that, I think we can get Gogeta, right? And then just in time for Piccolo to clean up this UI Goku, then we'll get Vegeta Blue, and then Vados. If everything goes well, I could see us really, really benefiting off of this. Oh my god, bro. Everything went perfectly, guys. Everything went perfectly. 5 million points. We will 100% take that right there. We did take a lot of damage. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. We did take a lot of damage, but it was something that I was willing to risk right here, and just in exchange for points, right? I needed the points right here. The only S tier unit is going to be this Piccolo. We'll go ahead and take that. So where we're gonna end off right here, I think it's like 44 million points. That's definitely enough to warrant the top 25%. Let's go ahead and check. Alright, so rank 1 is at 46.7 million. That's actually really... What team was he using? Oh, Sun Family. Alright, well, I mean, I guess with Nappa right there as well, right? Sun Family is just... it's kind of hard to dethrone Sun Family. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Let's go ahead and check out our rank. Still in the top 1,000, baby! Still in the top 1,000. That's probably going to change at the end of the season once everyone actually finishes up their game mode and stuff like that. But this just cements the fact that Regeneration is still your go-to team for your top 25% needs, right? You're going to secure your juicy 1000cc with Regeneration, whether they want you to or not. So that being said, that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up. As always, let me know in the comments down below, how was your score looking like? Was it better than mine? I genuinely want to know. What team were you guys using? Were you guys using the same team as me, or did you have any filler units? And if you did use filler units, did it perform better? Because this is the stuff that I am really genuinely curious about. So let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you guys enjoyed the content, make sure to leave a like and maybe even consider hitting that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Later.